everyone, how are we today? Just doing an all signs reading today. We're looking at the transformations that are happening in your life. So the most important transformative kind of energy going on in your energy at the moment. Both good and bad, hopefully mostly good. But I have sort of noticed quite a lot of the signs are going through some big transformations in their life within self or life in general. It's kind of going on for everyone across the board. So I wanted to see if we could get a little bit of extra clarity on what that means for you personally. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that, and it helps you stay up to date with all the videos. Okay, we have just uploaded all the readings for June to see what's going on, so make sure you check those out if you haven't already as well. Today we are using the Raise Your Vibration Oracle as well as the Modern Lenormand. Timestamps are in the description box, so you're more than welcome to check your other placements as well as your sun. Okay, your moon sign might be quite prominent. I am filming this on the new moon, so quite a good energy for setting those intentions for what transformations you are wanting in your life at the moment. Okay. So we're going to start off with Aries. Like I said, timestamps will be in the description box. Okay, Aries, what's the transformation energy going on for Aries? The biggest transformation happening for our Aries, please. Biggest transformation for Aries at the moment, please. Staying open. Okay, Aries, we have the stay open energy. I will grab a second one for you as well. And nourishing your soul. Okay, so it's being open to receive. So the way that you're transforming here is, the way that you're actually open to energy and to the spiritual side of life that is approaching you here, Aries, that you are sort of embracing life in a different kind of way here, that you are sort of, especially when it comes to things that nourish your soul, you're no longer wasting time on things that don't fulfill you or don't make you happy. You're kind of going, no, well, that doesn't make me happy, that doesn't nourish me and fulfill me. My heart's not being drawn to that. That's not giving me any sense of fulfillment. So I'm not going to bother with that sort of stuff if it's not nourishing my soul. So we do see a big transformation for you with the way that you're open to receiving, the love and the guidance from the universe. So open to, developing your spiritual self a little bit more here at the moment, and staying open to, whatever's coming your way rather than forcing things or taking too much control over things in your life. Clarifying this energy for Aries. So, the things, the way that you're going to notice this, Aries, is paying attention to the things in your life that you have been, up until now most closed off to, especially within your own self. Okay. So we do see the book coming through first, followed by the fish and the masculine energy here, Aries. So you are also, that there's a lot of abundance that you're sort of learning how to receive abundance and how to accept abundance. So there is a big thing here, Aries, about in the past being blocked to, being closed off to receiving abundance. And, when I say abundance, I'm not just talking about money, although it may be, the financial gain that some of you have been hoping for, if that's nourishing your soul. But, nourishment of soul generally talks about a type of abundance that can't be measured in the material. So we do see you learning a little bit more about how to welcome in happiness and, love, things like that. Learning a little bit more about how to embrace the mystery of the adventure of this crazy life, and for a lot of you, it's kind of that you maybe in the past have been blocked off to experiencing abundance in things like love or happiness, because we get into this comfort zone of, I'm so used to everything going wrong that you don't actually realize that you are blocking yourself against things going right, because like attracts like, and the more that you're telling yourself everything just goes wrong, I never find love, I never find money, I never find the things that I'm looking for, the more that you're attracting the never finding it. Whereas, you're now sort of opening up to just experiencing and just going with the flow a little bit more. So going, well, do you know what? If happiness is there, well, I'm open to taking it and actually receiving it. So you are actually opening yourself up to a level of, happiness, love, connection that you maybe haven't previously been open to. We do also see the masculine energy there as well. So, it does sort of show us that for some of you, this is a wealth of logic. All right, you're not allowing those hot, fiery Aries emotions to overwhelm you quite as much. You're really able to, be a little bit more logical and think things through from a more educated perspective of, because I think here, Aries, you've blocked yourself from things like happiness in the sense of fear, okay? Fear and emotions coming through saying, oh, I don't deserve that. I'm never going to be good enough for this or that. And now you're kind of looking at things more like, no, well, everybody deserves love and everybody deserves happiness. So why am I telling myself that I don't when I believe that everybody does, sort of thing? So that's actually approaching it in a much more logical kind of a way. So you are thinking things through from a more knowledgeable spiritual perspective, being more open to the logic of manifestation in itself as well. The like attracts like. That's kind of a logical thing, that the more that you're saying I can't have, the more that you cannot have. But the more that you say, oh, I'm open to have, the more that you will have. So I feel as though it's kind of a logical thing for you, Aries, to be embracing the adventure. Okay, but that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Taurus, what's the transformational energy around Taurus? What's the biggest transformation Taurus needs to be aware of, please? Transformational energy for Taurus. Oh, getting outside of your comfort zone, Taurus. We do have the comfort zone coming up straight away. Step out of your comfort zone. So that's the biggest transformation coming through for you here, Taurus, is that you're, getting out of the norm. You're doing something that isn't comfortable for you. Sometimes the things that it can sometimes encompass things that you don't even expect. Like if you're so used to things going wrong, getting out of your comfort zone might actually be allowing things to go right. We also see the power of humor coming through here, Taurus. So, it's kind of being able to laugh off the things that attack you in a negative kind of a way. So, when you're experiencing a challenge or something happening in your life, that you're more able to sort of step out of your comfort zone, which, it's kind of telling me that for a lot of you, your comfort zone does involve overthinking things and, being very comfortable in it's the end of the world, everything's going wrong, all that kind of thing. And whereas you're now actually embracing the lighter side of life and transforming the way that you're looking at things, and that even though it's out of your comfort zone, to change your perspective and try to see things from a much light away and, laugh it off if it's, oh, well, it's just one of those things, I suppose, isn't it? I'm just getting those sorts of things coming through here, Taurus, but we'll have a look with the Lenormand as well. Transformational energy for Taurus. Biggest transformation happening for our Taurus. It's definitely the way that you're perceiving struggle and tension and drama. Okay, firstly, we have the whip coming through. So that is the card of drama, of, arguments as well. So I do kind of feel that for some of you, that's, you're approaching arguments and in a different way altogether here, Taurus, that, normally if you would be very defensive, you're kind of going, oh, well, I'm just going to laugh that off. And my perspective is now to, see the lighter side of this whole thing and understand that, this is just one of those things that, everyone has tension in their life at some point. Life would actually be pretty boring if we didn't have some sort of drama or tension here and there. You need the lows in order to have the highs in life. And you're much more able to, let these things go and just go, run straight over you rather than, run into you and really set you off in return. Especially here with the moon coming through there as well. A lot of emotional stuff coming up there. So any emotional dramas and tensions, you're much more able to release those and kind of tell yourself, oh, well, it could be worse. Oh, things are really bad at the moment. I've got this, we're having a fight with a friend, but you know what, it could be worse. I could have lost them altogether. You're really trying to see the lighter side of things and just changing your perspective. A bit of dark humor mixed in there as well, I feel, Taurus. But we do have the child coming through. So you are sort of being a little bit more, happy, playful with the way that you're looking at things and kind of going, oh, well, this was bound to happen, and you're trying to see the humor in things, even if it's dark humor. You're being a little bit more innocent through your perspective and seeing life as more of an adventure rather than this heavy weight that is trying to drag you down at every turn. So it's really about your emotional perspective here, Taurus. I feel as though, much lighter side, finding more moments to laugh and smile and things like that. I do see a couple of you, because it's very interesting too, if especially I'm getting this specific kind of message coming through here, Taurus, that, having an argument with somebody. And, normally you would get very emotional and defensive and, argue back. But in this case, what's actually happening is you're kind of like, you're stepping back a little bit and you're watching the other person and the way that they're being very argumentative at you. And you're kind of just like, wow. And like kind of laughing at them. And, it kind of sets that person off even more. And then they end up having like this big tantrum, but you're just like, wow. And you're just kind of laughing it off a little bit and not actually getting involved in the volatile emotions. You're learning a little bit more on an emotional front here of how to deal with emotions and how to deal with other people's emotions, because anyone that has children, you do sort of know that children, you actually have to teach emotional regulation. And I feel as though that's kind of what's happening for you here. You've taught yourself a different way of emotionally regulating yourself. And I just kind of find a few funny little moments here for you, Taurus, where, you really step back and you look at people and the way they're behaving in a tension situation or an argument situation. And you're like, wow, no wonder I'm choosing to now step back and not get involved in that, because look at how immature that person seems when they are flying off the handle like that. I'm like, I'm feeling a few of you like, wow, just laughing at the fact that, oh wow, I would have done that once, and just kind of laughing at the absurdity of it is kind of how it's coming through there. So very interesting, but just seeing, really more than anything, it's just, being a little bit more playful and really trying to find the lighter side of life for yourself at the moment. And it's actually transforming the way that you're seeing everything, and especially, seeing other people and seeing past you. in their actions and behaviors, and kind of making you realize, well, wow, I'm really happy that I'm not involving in that anymore. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Taurus. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Geminis. Okay, Gemini, the transformation energy around our Geminis. Biggest transformation Gemini is experiencing at the moment. Transformational energy for Gemini. Ooh, very interesting. This particular card does talk about transformation directly. It does say prepare for transformation. Okay, so I do feel as though for some of you here, it's not quite yet. So it's almost about to start transforming in your energy, because it's dependent on you and your actions here, Gemini. Because the second card we have is choosing forgiveness. Okay, so your transformation does seem to be dependent on you choosing to forgive either somebody else or yourself. Okay, or for someone, there's a couple of you here where you're actually needing to forgive, the universe, God, or, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it. The greater power for, putting you in that situation or allowing these things to happen, and understanding that, that it's all part of the experience, and there's not necessarily anyone to blame. Even not blaming yourself, not blaming the universe, and, other people are responsible for taking the blame of their own actions. You don't need to put that on them. It's okay for you to forgive others, even if they were wrong, because you're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for you. And it doesn't mean that you have to actually, person to person forgive them, or you have to have anything to do with them. But sometimes forgiveness it's one of those things where it actually helps you a lot more than it helps the situation or the person. So we'll see if we can get a little bit of extra clarity on what exactly you're needing to forgive here. I do feel for majority of you, it's forgiveness for yourself, for allowing yourself to feel a certain way, for allowing yourself to behave a certain way. For some of you, it's forgiveness to the universe for allowing things to happen in your life, putting you in certain situations. Forgiveness for yourself for allowing situations to continue or to affect you so much. But we'll have a look here. Gemini, transformational energy for our Geminis, please. Firstly, we have the book. So you're definitely learning. You're definitely learning a lot at the moment, Gemini, and that's part of your transformation. Is you're learning, a lot more about. You're learning the lessons, I suppose, more than anything. So the experiences that you've been through, you're now actually able to stop and look at what you learned from those experiences, and that's enabling you to, have this opportunity to forgive having had to go through that experience in the first place. Because it's one of those weird things that not everybody's able to do this, and I get that, and everyone's been through different level of experience and whatnot. But I personally, Gemini, I have been through some really bad stuff in my life, and when I actually stop and think about it, I don't know that I would change those things, even though everything else around it. Because I would not be the person I am today without having gone through some of those experiences. And I don't necessarily forgive completely, but I kind of try to forgive and at least understand that there was a lot that I learnt from those experiences. So, the first step of forgiveness is acceptance, yeah? And understanding that, well, do you know what? That happened. I can't go back and change that now. There's no magic wand that's going to enable me to go back to, my childhood and change that, or stop myself from meeting that person, or um, not allowing that situation to happen, and things like that. Accepting that I can't change those things. That's just part of who I am now. That's part of my story. That's part of my experience of this life. So am I going to sit here and play victim forever and blame and hold that stuff and allow it to still hurt me in the present? Because the more that you allow that to continue to hurt you now, the more that it's in your present and your future. And these are things that have happened in the past. And that's all it is. It's the past. Unfortunately, we can't go back and change that. But what we can change is the way that we allow that to affect us. So the first step of that is accepting that that happened. Doesn't mean that it was right or wrong, because a lot of people go through a lot of bad stuff. And a lot of that stuff, there's no way in hell that those things were right or acceptable to happen to those people. But they still happened. So I feel as though you're learning a lot about what you've learnt, and that understanding that this is just part of your story that's made you who you are today. But it's up to you to choose who you allow that to make you tomorrow. Okay? So that's what this message is all about, I feel, is choosing who you're going to be tomorrow. Choosing to not let the past be the version of you tomorrow. To not allow that to hold you back from being healed, growing as a person, as a soul, transforming the way that you allow things to affect you and affect your present and your future. We have the tree there, which is, taking care of yourself. So, you've, if nothing else, you've learnt to not allow that again, to see the signs, to, whatever that is for you personally. We do have the woman there as well. So there's definitely a strong message here as well of being very gentle with yourself, being very careful to nurture and hold yourself safe throughout the process of this. That this is a healing. This is really, it's a healing. Okay. And choose yourself, choose to forgive the past in order to protect your future, Gemini. So it's a preparation for transformation, because of that fact that you're preparing to be a different version of yourself tomorrow. That's no longer allowing the hurt from yesterday to continue to hurt you. Because, do you really want to give those people in the past, or those things in the past, power over you tomorrow as well? If I know Gemini, no, you don't. Your little stubborn streak would come out. Just hearing me say that, your little stubborn streak will come out and say, they ain't got no power over me. That hasn't got no power over me. Well, stop letting it have power over you by rehashing it every single day. Sorry if that's a little bit triggering, confronting for you there, Gemini, but that's what we have for you today. All right, you're more than welcome to check out your other placements. subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And I have plenty more confronting messages for you. Stay tuned. We will move on over to our Cancers. Okay. Okay, Cancer. Cancer, the transformative energy for Cancer. The biggest transformation happening for Cancer. Biggest transformation energy around our Cancer collective, please. Ooh, Cancer, some practical transformation around you here. We do see practicing self-discipline as well as decluttering. Okay, so I do feel as though this is very practical energy, very material kind of energy. You know, being a little bit more bossy with yourself, if that's maybe how I would phrase it. Decluttering, you know, getting rid of all the excess around yourself. It doesn't necessarily, you know, we see in the picture we've got, you know, excess clothes, decluttering. You know, when we say declutter, we straight away think of decluttering our house. It doesn't necessarily talk about, you know, physical items. But it's decluttering your life in all the ways, you know. So for some of you, this is a material thing, like literally needing to do a bit of a spring clean, even if it's not spring, because it's not. It's winter here in Australia, or heading into winter here in Australia, heading into summer elsewhere in the world. But it's decluttering people from your life that you have no use for that person in your life anymore. If they're not providing sustenance or a positive influence to your life anymore, declutter. It's decluttering, you know, your finances for some of you, getting rid of the excess spending, especially with the self-discipline there, needing to be a little bit more bossy with yourself, needing to really say to yourself, that's it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. For some of you, it is decluttering the behaviors in your life that are going against self-discipline. So the things that you need to, you know, if I want to, you know, for example, the one I'm always sort of worrying about, I want to lose weight, so I need to be more disciplined with myself and declutter my cupboards and get rid of the things that I shouldn't be eating, you know, those sorts of things. Bread for me, guys. Bread. I have a thing for savory stuff, like, so bread is my weakness, I swear. Which is an odd thing. You know, normally it's like chocolate and stuff like that, but no, bread. Bread. Give me a nice focaccia and like some cheese. Yeah, sucker every time. So you maybe need to do that as well. You know, maybe I need to do that. Go and declutter the cupboards. You know, get rid of all the snacks and stuff. Practicing self-discipline. So you're setting yourself some guidelines and sticking to them. Okay. Cancer. Transformative energy for Cancer, please. What's the transformation energy around Cancer, please? Okay, so money. We have the fish coming through first. So definitely finance, like decluttering those finances, practicing a little bit more self-control with your spending. So we're definitely seeing finances being, you know, needing to practice that self-discipline. I will not spend money on XYZ this week. I will not go and buy that coffee when I can just make one when I get home in 2 minutes, you know. Just decluttering the excess spending there, okay. We have the clouds coming through with the mountain as well here. So decluttering the negative thoughts, okay, getting rid of those excess thoughts that are racing around your little head there, telling yourself that, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, you be a little bit more forceful with yourself and your thoughts. So, you know, things that would normally, you know, inspire anxiety in you, I'm not going to think like that. I am not going to think like that. I refuse to allow myself to continue to think that way. So those sorts of things here coming through. I refuse to allow myself to stress about that, to think about that. I'm going to, think about it logically once, move right on. I don't need to overthink it. I don't need to allow it to, spin out of control up here, because that's going to just create more obstacles for you. There is the need to practice self-discipline, definitely, with the mountain here as well. This is the card of hard work, or in order to overcome these obstacles. I am kind of seeing, that's looking like a mountain of laundry sort of thing here as well. So we do kind of see that there's definitely a bit of hard work to get to where you want to be at the moment. Not going to lie, but your, determination, perseverance, you can do it. Okay, Cancer. So especially just with the thoughts, seems to be very important here as well. That need to be very perseverant with the way that you're thinking. It's like every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, stop it, Cancer. Stop it. Pull yourself up. Be a little bit more bossy with yourself. I feel here. Keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the work, and you will get to where you want to be. All right, so that's what we have for you today, Cancer. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Leos. Pardon? Okay, Leo, what's the biggest transformation energy happening for our Leos? Leo, transformational energy around our Leo collective, please. Transformative energy for Leo. Ooh, definitely seeing, I have been getting a few messages for you lately, Leo, about some sort of big transformation occurring. Okay, so we do see, listen to your intuition, trusting yourself a little bit more. I feel a lot of you already know exactly how transformation is occurring in your life, and you just need to kind of trust that a little bit more. Because I feel like, some of you, there's a bit of fear and self-doubt coming in there, telling yourself, "Oh, I'm scared of this happening," but you know, be a little bit more open to it and just trust that it's happening for a reason. So just listen to your intuition. You are receiving a lot of guidance from your higher self, but also we do have be open to guidance coming through. So you are being shown the way. Your intuition really is trying to show you the way here, Leo. So it's very important to trust what your gut feelings are telling you, what direction to go in, and what's about to happen when you have that feeling like, oh, something's going to happen. And also some of you here, you are receiving guidance from people around you as well, from spirit, guardian angels, whatever you sort of want to call that, higher self, but spirit guides and all that sort of stuff. There is a lot of messages trying to come through to you at the moment, and it's not even so much messages. It's just trying to guide you, trying to help you, and show you that it's all okay. You're on the right path here. Allow these transformations to happen, because there is these changes are happening for a good reason here, and just trust yourself a little bit more that it's all going to be fine, one way or another. Okay, Leo, transformational energy for our Leos. Cracking up here, Leo, because as I was drawing those cards, I did have the thought, and look, the wishes on the bottom of the deck there in the hidden energy. So there's definitely a lot of positive stuff coming for you. You need to trust that intuition, and be open to guidance. And as I was drawing, I was thinking to myself, my Leo friend, I have been it says be open to guidance, and I said to her, oh, some stuff happening. Things might be happening. This certain thing might be happening. Be open to the Capricorn's guidance, and be open to the Capricorn's guidance. We have the Capricorn card here, the Mountain. It's kind of wanting you to know, Leo, that pardon, just because something's a bit scary doesn't mean that it's wrong. You have the ability to persevere and overcome any obstacles that come your way. So, because I am feeling, I don't want to give too much away about my friend here, but there is a specific fear that she has about change that might possibly be occurring for her. And this is kind of telling me that, it may be a harder path. It may be a harder path. There may be some difficulties. There may be some, blockages and obstacles along the way, but you can overcome them. You can always overcome them with the Mountain. Good things come to those who put in the work to get them. You can never get to the top of the mountain if you don't climb. So it's definitely worth the climb. So don't take the easy way out, Leo. Be willing to put in the work to receive the best. If you want the best, you've got to put in the work to get the best. We also have the Key here. So definitely a lot of opportunities coming through for you. Definitely, it's like opening your heart to all the opportunities that are available to you, because, there's so many doors opening up to you now, so many different potential paths that you can climb that mountain. It's kind of like there's like 20 different pathways at the bottom of this mountain, and you can choose any single one of those, and you're gonna be able to get to the top of that mountain. So don't even stress. Just try to pay attention to all these different opportunities, because you've got a lot. There is quite a lot of options available to you, that any path you choose is the right one. Okay, any path that you choose is the right one, but I still am getting that message of there is that one path that goes around the bottom of the mountain and you miss out on the view. So that's the easy path. Maybe avoid that particular opportunity, because listening to your intuition, you already know that your guidance your guidance and your intuition are telling you, don't take that path. It looks like the easy path, but it's not actually going to get the rewards that you're wanting here. And we see wishes hiding there in the bottom. We also have the book here. Be open. This is kind of saying, open your heart to the mystery, open your heart to the unknown. That yes, there might be a lot of changes occurring for you, but do you know what? It doesn't matter what life brings. I'm willing to face it. I'm willing to put in the work, and I'm willing to face the mystery of what that next chapter brings, no matter what it is. All right. So open yourself up to guidance, but also to, just trust that you go in the right way, one way or another. Okay, Leo. So that's what we have for you. You are more than welcome to check out your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo, transformative energy for our Virgos. What's going on for Virgo with transformation? Biggest transformation energy for Virgo at the moment, please. Interesting, Virgo. The biggest transformation for you, we have take a step back. You're flying too close to the sun, Virgo. It's like you're too close to the situation to be able to see it clearly. You need to step back a little bit to gain a different perspective, to be a little bit more objective about the way that you're looking at things in your life at the moment. It's bringing to light that line about, there's always like the three truths thing, that there's never just one truth. It's always your version, their version, and then the truth in the middle of you. So what you're actually trying to do here is step back and see the other perspective. So, the further back you are, the more that you can see of the whole story. So it's kind of like, you think about it like, for some reason, this analogy is coming through of like, think about, you're looking at the world. But if you're standing here, right where you are right now, and you're looking around yourself, you're only seeing one small little portion of the world. Whereas if you fly to the moon with Katy Perry, they didn't go to the moon, but whatever, fly to space with Katy Perry, and, Musk and whoever else is going up there that way, um, you're going to see a whole lot more of the world than what you can see from your tiny little square. So it's changing your perspective, moving back from the situation so that you can see the whole situation, not just your little piece of the situation. You're stepping back to see the whole thing. And this actually enables you to discover your calling, find your truth in amongst it all. That there's something you're missing. I just feel like you're just a little bit too close to things at the moment to see the full truth. And as soon as you step back and start looking at things from a more objective perspective, or other people's perspectives, the more that you're actually going to see that little thing that is actually guiding you, and you may actually be able to find the truth within your own self. Just a little bit more clarity there. Virgo, transformative energy for our Virgos, please. The good news is that kind of does also tell us that one of the biggest transformations happening for you, Virgo, is that you are about to, find a deeper calling in life, which is, that's always a good thing, right? A bit more purpose to yourself and your life, whatnot. Especially here with the lily coming through firstly. All right, so that's being, you're actually too emotionally connected to situations as well. So that's why taking a step back and taking a step away from the emotional connection will actually help you see things in a more world view, right? But it's actually coming through. The world view is actually time, like longer term, looking a little bit more longer term at things. So, stepping back from where you are right now in your life, looking through other perspectives, a bit more, world view, but at your whole life, not just at this little moment in time. Where do you want to be in 30, 40 years from now? And then, if you step back and that's where I want to be in 40 years from now, what are the steps in between here and there? Okay, so you need to sort of close off a little bit to the being too close to the situation, because you're very emotionally close to the situation as well. That there may be a lot of emotions connected to this at the moment as well. We do have the coffin, so you need to kind of close the lid on the emotional connection in order to step back and see the world view of this, turn that energy into the transformation itself, the new beginning, to be able to see things differently, because this is the card of transformation. This is a death and a rebirth. So you're ending the way that you're doing things right now and the way that you're seeing things right now, and you're channeling all that energy into a brand new perspective, that is enabling you to see things with fresh, brand new eyes. We have the child there as well, so that really shows us that that's the fresh new eyes, the new beginning, the new way of looking at things. A child still has its whole life ahead of them, so you're sort of zooming back out into this fresh new perspective, where all of a sudden it's like this whole world opens up in front of you, where you're seeing the adventure that life can be, to get to, and the adventure you've been through. And then, rather than being in this tiny little vacuum of where I am right here, right now, and this is all that matters is right here, right now. No, you're zooming out and you're looking at things with a fresh perspective here, a little bit more like innocent eyes, like childlike, playful kind of life is an adventure kind of viewpoint. That, oh look, it's all just this crazy adventure, and now that I'm like not allowing myself to be so emotionally attached to the situation, that I'm actually now able to see a greater purpose beneath it all, and especially connecting, from it's very interesting because I'm seeing, the far future connecting back down to childhood. So it's kind of like really, really taking a step back and seeing your life as a whole, where you've been, where you're going, and that. So there's clues in seeing things from like, oh, when I was a child, what did I want for myself in life, and what would childhood me think of my life right now, and what would childhood me want my life to be like when I'm 80, and it helps gain a bit of a different perspective for you there, Virgo, and see things from and understand things about your life a little bit differently. But that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Libra. Okay, Libra, the transformation energy around Libra. Transformative energy for Libra. Big transformation. What's going on for Libra with transformation? Keep learning. Okay, we have the keep learning card. There's still some things, still a little bit of work to do, Libra. Hate to break it to you. Life, yeah, life. It's constant. It doesn't stop. We'll still be, we'll all be 80 and 90 and still learning new things about ourselves and new ways to deal with things. The one that is coming under for you at the moment, the transformation energy, is learning more about how to choose forgiveness. Okay, about forgiveness, learning about forgiveness, whether it be forgiving yourself, forgiving others, forgiving life, for being life and having to continually learn more and more lessons. I feel for a lot of you, it's, having to forgive the fact that, it doesn't stop and that there is always more to learn about how to deal with things and whatnot. So a little bit of forgiveness for the universe, for God, or for whatever that is that you want to call that, for the continualness of learning, that we never stop learning. And I feel like a lot of you Libra, you're kind of like, just give me a break already. But it's kind of this energy of, choosing to forgive some of the harder lessons that you have had to learn in the past, and understand that they've, those experiences and those lessons that you have learned from the past have made you the version of yourself that you are now. So if you've changed that much from those experiences, just imagine how much more you're going to change in the future, in positive ways, if you continue on this path of learning more about life and love and forgiveness for yourself. Libra, transformation energy for Libra. You definitely have been on a journey. Yeah, we do start with the lily coming through here. So, this is not the easiest request the universe is making of you right now, to choose forgiveness. Because I feel like for a lot of you, there's some stuff that, or people in the past that you do find it very, very difficult to forgive, those things because of the lessons that you've learned. But, forgiveness is not asking you to forget that those people treated you that way, or that that experience treated you that way, or whatever that may be. Um, Forgiveness is a kindness that we give ourselves to allow ourselves to no longer hold on to the past in the present and the future. So I feel like for a lot of you, that's what's going on here, that, you know, you're looking, the lily does talk about long-term energy and longevity. And it's, you know, 10 years from now, do you still want to be holding on to the pain and the hurt? Or do you want to learn how to forgive and accept that those things have happened, or whatever, so that you can move on and forgive. Like I said, it's not forgetting that those things happened. It's forgiveness for yourself, that you were ever put in that situation in the first place to have to learn those lessons. Yeah, like I hope that makes sense. We have the fox coming through. So for a lot of you, there is an aspect here of forgiving yourself for doing what you needed to do to survive, and understanding that, you know, some of the things and some of the life experience that you have here, Libra, when it comes to standing up for yourself and doing what needed to be done in the situation, that it's okay to forgive yourself, because you were just surviving. You know, you were just surviving any way you knew how. And at the end of the day, if that's what it was about, was there really a right or wrong? If that's the only way you knew how to survive, there is not necessarily a right or wrong way to survive. It's about surviving. You know, the universe doesn't see things so black and white, you know, with good, bad. It's, if you survived, then you won. You don't need to forgive yourself for doing that, for being that way, for, you know, whatever that stuff is. You don't have to, you know, for a lot of you, forgiveness is not even necessary, in the sense that there's nothing to actually forgive. You don't need forgiveness for anyone but yourself, for feeling like you're in a position that you need to be forgiven. If that, I feel like this is coming through in a very, I'm hoping it's resonating for you and you understand where I'm coming from, because you know, we have the woman here as well, so there is a strong energy here about nurturing yourself and giving yourself space to just feel, and that it's okay to feel whatever it is that you feel. And you don't really even need to forgive the fact that you have emotions, that nothing that you feel is wrong, that those emotions that you feel are part of what you need to feel in order to survive and take care of yourself, even if it's not in a way that you think is good or bad. You know, if um, you're doing what you need to do to make sure that you have a future. And there's nothing bad in that. There's nothing bad in that. I do feel for a lot of you that you are learning that there is nothing to forgive here, good or bad, you know, for yourself, that is anyway, you know, and that you're learning that you don't need to forgive people from the past. You don't need to forgive things, events, or whatever. You need to forgive yourself for holding on to them, and allowing that to continue to hurt you. That's what the forgiveness is about there. All right, that there's it's a lot of lessons that you've learned in the past here, Libra, and, you know, forgive the fact that you had to learn them, you know, the hard way for a lot of you. But I do hope that made sense, Libra. I feel as though it may resonate more strongly for you than I feel like it is. But, you know, you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Subscribe to the channel as well. And we will move on over to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio. Transformation energy for the Scorpio collective. What's going on for Scorpio with transformation? Scorpio, transformation energy for Scorpio, please. Love yourself on the bottom of the deck, Scorpio. Stay open. Okay, and we also have here, how can you serve? Okay, so the message that's coming through pretty clearly here, Scorpio, is that don't allow things in life. This transformation is all about you staying open to potential. And, you know, when it says, how can you serve? It's kind of telling me that there's this part of you that wants to block off to others completely. That, you know, what you've probably been through in your life here, Scorpio, it's kind of made you feel like you do need to close off and block other people off and no longer help out other people because, you know, I'm getting this energy of like every time I help other people or every time I allow other people to close, they F me over. And I'm not saying that that's not true because thinking about my Scorpio, one of my besties is a Scorpio, and um, you know, recently she really did help somebody and, you know, tried to give everything to somebody and they effed her over big time. And it is not fair. It is not fair, Scorpio. But it hurts you if you close yourself off to the potential of what you can give and receive from others. Just because I'm not saying it's not even just one person, Scorpio. It's like just because there's been a lot of people or a lot of things that the more that you've opened up to things, they've hurt you. It doesn't mean that everything is going to be that way. Um, you know, if you have 20 friends and you are open and you give and give to those 20 friends, and then 5 of them take advantage of that and treat you horribly and just take and take and take. Does that mean that you should close off to those other 15 friends who are trying to give back to you? Probably not. You know, those other 15 people probably, you know, want to stay open to you as well. So just because bad stuff has happened and has blocked you to wanting to open up to others and give to others in any kind of way, you know, time, love, energy, um, doesn't mean that everybody is going to. So the transformation is really about, you know, like stopping that need to block, stopping that need to close off when stuff goes wrong, when stuff treats you badly. The transformation is, do you know what? I gave everything. You're understanding yourself on a new level where you're realizing that, do you know what? That's not anything wrong with me. That's not anything wrong with you, Scorpio, that those people did that. That's something, that's their problem. You know, that's a them issue. It's not anything to do with you. You gave and gave and gave, and they just took and took and took. That's their karma. They will have to answer for that, not you. You did everything right. You're not in the wrong, Scorpio. Um, but you will be in the wrong if you allow it to close you off to the potential of being able to give to others. Because if you don't give, if you allow this to close you off, you will not receive in the future either. Okay, so pretty strong message, but I hope that it kind of makes sense, because I feel like for some of you may not really get where I'm going with that, but we'll see what the lenormand wants to add into that. Scorpio, transformative energy for our Scorpios, please. And I feel as though, just intuitively here, Scorpio, I do feel as though resisting the urge to block and stop giving, you're about to receive. You are really about to receive here. You really are. You really are. Because interestingly enough, we have the mice first and foremost. So all this stress, all this stuff in the past, the losses that you've suffered in the past, all the stress, all the things that eat away at you and have been taking and taking and taking. Good news is on the way. Calm has come into play. It's kind of like, I do kind of feel like there's this big shift coming through, that it's finally turning around the other way, that it's you the more that you're able to prove that you can get back up on that horse or get back up on the broom and fly off again, even after you've fallen, the more that you get back up and get back up and get back up, you are proving that you deserve the opportunities that are going to come for you. You are like stirring something up in the universe here, Scorpio. We have the stork there as well. Stirring up brand new energy. Everything you've been through, all this ish that I'm getting, that you've been receiving, all this the more that you fight the need to block and close off, the more that you are able to stay open and continue to give, even when it feels like the world is trying to stop you. It's karma. It's like the universe sees how much you've been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving, and there's a lot of people that have been taking and taking and taking, and it's stressed you out. But do you know what? You get back up on that broom and you fly off again. You get back up on that broom and you fly off again. That sort of stirs the universe into action here, to bring into some new energy and to start seeing new patterns emerge for you here. You're the one that's got the perseverance. You're the one that's able to continue to get back up, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times these people are trying to push you off your broom. Normally that's the horse, yeah. But no matter how many times you're falling, you're still able to get back up and keep on going, get back up and keep on going. And good news is things are turning around. Things are definitely turning around for you here. There is a big transformation here that you continue giving. The more that you continue to give and stay open to the fact that if I keep giving, I'm going to receive. The more I keep giving, I am going to receive. You really will. You really will. This is like brand new things starting to be, conceived in your energy here. Brand new things that you couldn't, things you haven't even been able to imagine are being created for you now. Okay. That says change, movement, beginnings, flexibility, changeability, movement, big moves. Okay. And it's the more that you're giving, the more you're going to receive, and it's going to be big, brand new beginnings for you here. All right. Movement in the direction that you have been waiting for, Scorpio. So I really enjoy that for you. That's such good energy for you, Scorpio. Things are changing, okay? It's not going to be this pattern forever. You have proven your worth to the universe, and the universe is taking note, all right? That's what we have for you. You're more than welcome to check out your other placements. Subscribe to the channel, and we will move on over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Transformation energy for Sagittarius. Practice meditation, transforming the way that you find calm. Okay, so there may be the need for you here, Sagittarius, to just stop, and things like meditation are going to be really useful to you through this transformation, because you're going to start being able to just stop and start receiving, um, and calm, like that calming energy. Um, Definitely getting like a calm, like a transformative energy of calm and ease, and being able to really start to receive, like it's coming through as like messages from the universe, messages, spirituality, connection to spirituality a little bit more here, is part of this transformation for you. We also have heal your relationships. So definitely seeing some transformative energy with relationships, specifically, and the opportunity to stop and calm, and heal those, and to really listen is coming through there as well, to how to heal those, um, and healing the relationship with yourself as well. Some of you, you have, feels like you've like kind of become a little bit detached from your spiritual, your soul, basically, your center, your heart, your soul. Um, so that's why it's very important to go through this transformation where you are connecting to yourself, and growing that relationship with yourself all over again. Some of you have had that, some of you haven't experienced that as of yet. But it's a process, and one step at a time, slow, calm process for you here, Sagittarius. It's a very slow, gradual, soft, careful transformation. So you may not even notice this transformation occurring, but it's a very healing, calm transformation. It's not like a sudden rush of knowledge or anything like that. Sagittarius, transformative energy for Sagittarius, please. It's like a deeper understanding too of how to heal, and it's not just your relationship with yourself either, because we've got the relationship card coming out first. We have the ring there. So that does talk about, togetherness and feeling more connected to the people in your life, the people that you care about. You are creating a deeper bond, a stronger connection to these people in a very calm kind of way. Even if there's nothing wrong with that relationship, you're healing it in a really like deep kind of a way here, that you're healing cracks that you didn't even know existed within these relationships. So it's positive. We do have the stork coming through here as well, so it's like you're having new ideas, and there's a lot of movement here. You're stirring up what relationships and what about relationships are really important to you, and it's not just the relationships factor, it's the commitment to others, and the way that people are committed to you, like the loyalty between yourself and others, and the way that you show commitment and receive commitment from others. It's strengthening, it's healing, it's getting stirred up within you, and you're moving towards um, you know that time where it's moving in the direction that you want, and it's going to sort of take flight, and it's like a higher level of commitment with relationships that you didn't even realize was possible, a closeness, a deepness that you didn't realize you were missing out on. We have the stars, hope, optimism. Okay, all your wishes coming true. For some of you, there is a couple of you here where this is specifically talking about a reconciliation with a specific person as well. Okay, so that is coming through for some of you. So if that's something that you wish for with a specific person, that does seem to be very, very possible. That's part of this transformation that's occurring for you. I would suggest watching tomorrow's reading as well. Okay. To be honest, I don't know whether I'm going to upload it immediate, like tomorrow or the next day or whatever, because I've got a lot going on in my personal life and whatnot, but I already I have already chosen the theme for that next reading after this one. So the next all signs reading is actually going to be based around reconciliation. So if that is specific to you, definitely keep an eye out for that. So make sure you're subscribed and do the thing with the notification bell so that you get the notifications or whatever as well, so that you can keep an eye out for that message when it comes through. All right, so I feel like it may actually be very resonant for you, Sagittarius, specifically, since we're seeing that in this message today. Okay, you are more than welcome to check other placements, of course, but we will move on over to Capricorn. Capricorn, the transformation energy for our Capricorns. Capricorn, transformative energy for Capricorn, please. What's the transformation occurring for Capricorn? Okay, Capricorn, coming off some of our most recent readings where we have seen a lot of that being your messages of removing the masks and seeing your authentic self. So if you haven't watched some of the most recent messages for Capricorn, you maybe want to go back and watch some of those. The weekly reading, the June overview, as well as I think even the two all signs readings before that, and no, it was the singles reading, and I feel like it's been in all four actually. The June reading, the two all signs readings, and then the weekly reading before that, as well. All had a very similar sort of theme. So it's really actually good to see this message coming off the back of those, because this is a progress. This is progress, okay, Capricorn, which we like to see that, our work, our effort is paying off. So we do see here, firstly, realizing how unique you are. Realizing how unique you are. That, yeah, you may have had struggles with finding your authentic self for some of you, and feeling as though you've had fit a certain mold. But, you're realizing that, what? I am me, and I am the best version of me that anyone could be, because it's me. No one else is me. I am me, and I'm the best version of me that exists, because I'm the only version of me that exists. So, there's a lot of uniqueness to your character, Capricorn, and you're really starting to appreciate that and value that and exude that as well. Become more confident in who you really are. And that's always a good, authentic way to be. Remember that you are enough. You are enough exactly the way that you are. Like I said, no one else can be as good as you can be as good at you as you. You are unique. No one else is you. Do you really think they could handle being you? Probably not, Capricorn, because, anyone who is strong in Capricorn placements would know that it's not easy being a Capricorn. It's one of the hardest placements out of all the signs, to be completely honest. Daddy Saturn is a hard taskmaster. So, Capricorns are uniquely placed to handle that pressure. Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. It's a big ask, but if you weren't uniquely able and you weren't enough, you wouldn't have been given the job in the first place, Capricorn. Obviously, we do see there, quite a lot of the Capricorn energy. You know, deep down, no matter the mask that you've worn, you know, deep down there are some issues with, you know, self-worth, self-value, and you are realizing that, do you know what? I am worthy. I am worthy. No matter what anyone else has made me feel, I've allowed them to make me feel. I am enough. If they think like, and there's another version of that coming through here, Capricorn, as well. Um, that saying where it's like, if you think I'm too much, go find less. And I feel like that is very appropriate for you, Capricorn, that it's not even that you're not enough. And that's what's made you feel like you're not enough, is actually because you're too much for other people to handle, which is not a bad thing. It's like, well, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, go find less, because I'm all this. And if you can't handle all this, well, that's a you problem. Capricorn. Capricorn. So I really enjoy that for you, Capricorn, getting some confidence, yeah? Get some confidence in who you really are, and that you deserve the world, because, you know, you are all this. And someone else, people around you, they need to be all this too. Otherwise, go find less. Go deal with less. Like, Capricorn don't play that way. We have, you know, high expectations on ourselves. So if we can reach those expectations and then continue to raise them on ourselves, well, you better well keep up. Capricorn, transformation energy for Capricorn, please. So never ever think that it's you're not enough, Capricorn. It's that other people aren't enough. Yeah. Ooh, I don't know exactly what this is about. We have the crossroad coming through. I feel like, you know, there are some choices coming up here, Capricorn. Are you going to continue living a lie, or are you going to choose to be yourself and be confidently yourself? For some of you here. For others of you, this is specific choices or decisions that are coming up. It's like, what path are you going to take in your life here? What are you going to choose to do with your life? Where are you going? What are you doing? For some of you, this is very specific choices coming up. Like, do I choose this job or that job? Do I choose this house or that? You know, for some of you, it is quite specific choice coming through here. I feel like I will need to clarify that a little bit. We'll see how we go, but it kind of does feel dependent on this as well. We have the rider here. Okay, which kind of does tell us that there's good news on the way. So there's good news on the way that's giving you this choice. I feel like this news that's on the way is giving you this choice. So the choice kind of comes along with the news. Like, so you don't actually, I feel like a lot of you may not even know about this choice yet. Intuitively you may, but it's kind of like you're waiting on the news to be able to choose. I feel like a lot of you already know intuitively which direction you're going to go, but you just haven't been presented with, look, here I am, here it is, here's the messenger, you know, messages, thoughts, ideas, news on the way. And it's a very positive energy, this rider. Things happen pretty quickly. We have the clover as well. So I feel like this is, you may sort of jump in the deep end here with something, with whatever your decision is. You may choose to sort of jump in the deep end here, because, like I said, you intuitively already know which direction to go in. So trust that choice. I think, Capricorn, trust that impulsiveness. Trust that that it may be a risk. It may feel like it's a risk, or you're taking a gamble on something, on a choice that may not be what everyone else would choose, especially with what we're seeing about you being enough and realizing how unique you are. This choice, it suits you. It doesn't need to suit anyone else. Just because it's a choice that, you know, because it's kind of, I'm kind of getting that, you know, a lot of people around you may not understand this choice that you make, but you understand it, and that it's where you are feeling guided to go. So Does it really matter if no one else understands the choice that you're making? It's kind of like, like if everyone else says to you, don't invest in that business, don't invest in that business, they're going to crumble, they're going to crumble. But you invest in it because you have this intuition to invest in it. And then lo and behold, it becomes Apple or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it becomes the next Google. Um, and so, because we all know that your intuition's not wrong, Capricorn. It's guiding you to make this choice, and it's guiding you to actually just take a chance and jump in the deep end here. You have a lot of short-term good fortune on your side here. This is like pick a four-leaf clover, and you'll have good luck. There's hope. There's it also talks about good news, good luck. The need to act, the need to make this choice pretty quickly, jumping in the deep end when when you're offered this choice, take the chance when you can, sort of thing. So for some of you, this is like this good news is like a random thing showing up at your door, like, oh, Capricorn, here's this chance, here's this opportunity for you, and you kind of go, okay, cool, I'm going to do that. Cool, thanks. Like, jump in, why not? Can you provide any clarity on what this decision entails for Capricorn, please? Just because I'm nosy. So, a lot of you, it hasn't been set yet, but can we please get some clarity on what this decision entails for Capricorn, please? Oh, yeah, I know. Sorry. We have the sun. Happiness. It's probably like, because the sun brings things to light. So the truth of it hasn't come to light as of yet. The full extent hasn't come. There's something coming to light. That's part of this good news. So it may be an opportunity or an offer or a lot of different things. It could be a lot of different things for everyone here. It's a happiness though. It's happiness, and you're choosing your own happiness overall. That's your choice, is to choose happiness. Okay, choose love, choose happiness. That's the path. That's the path to take. Choose yourself. Choose what feels right deep down inside you. There may be some personal epiphanies that come through with this as well, that you may have this is like clarity, that you're going to gain some sort of clarity and know exactly what to do, when to do, like when you get this good news or this offer. It does feel like an offer for some of you here. I am picking up here that it's asking me to tell you, because I have identified what this is for myself. Being a Capricorn, I can identify what this is for myself. And it is asking me to tell you, Capricorn. So it may be just to give you an example of what that could be for some of you here. For me, this is a person. Okay, this is a person, and I already know that my connection with this person is very, very steeped in me feeling like, am I good enough for that or this person? Once again, feeling like I'm too much, I'm not enough, I'm too much, I'm not enough. I have been getting quite a lot of messages lately about this person coming back into my life, and I feel like it's kind of going to happen very soon. And then I'll be presented with the choice of, do I let them back into my life or not? I already know what choice I will end up making, because that's happiness and my heart. Even though it's a big risk, it'll be a big risk, because it's dependent on a lot of other things, not going to lie. And I already know that a lot of people in my life are going to have an issue with me making that choice. So, but at the end of the day, I'm probably going to make that choice anyway. I'm well known for jumping in the deep end and making impulsive choices, so be it. But yeah, it is asking me to tell you that, Capricorn. So somehow maybe that's relevant for you to know that. Otherwise, I'm just too much information. Sorry about it. Wish me luck. I wish you guys luck with it. I'm very intrigued to know what it is for some of the other Capricorns there. Let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep me updated. Yeah. You are welcome to check your other placements, of course, as you maybe actually get an extra layer of info from some of those other placements as well. But we will move on over to Aquarius. Okay. Aquarius, what's the transformation energy for Aquarius? Transformative energy around Aquarius, please. Pardon me. Aquarius, you're the first people to get double up cards. Nearly everyone's got very individualized messages. Your message, we did see one of these cards for Taurus, and we did see the other one for Libra, maybe. I'm not sure who the other one was for, to be honest. Listen to your intuition, Aquarius. You are already being guided. So yeah, it must have been Libra. You are already being guided. We also have the power of humor. That's the clue for you, Aquarius, of knowing where your intuition is trying to guide you here. Is it's the lighter side. It's the non-serious, like it's more playful and fun, and it makes you laugh, and it even if it doesn't make you laugh, it brings a smile to your face. It's not steeped in stress and drama like other things in your life might be. I do feel, and it feels like less responsibility as well. And your intuition is trying to guide you to accept that a little bit more, because it does feel like you're like trying to block yourself from the lighter stuff at the moment, that you're taking on so much burden and responsibility that there's a weight on your shoulders, Aquarius, that you're kind of telling yourself, I can't just enjoy life at the moment. I have to do this. I have to do that. So it's time to trust the lighter side of life a little bit more, and just enjoying the adventure and whatnot. Aquarius, the transformation energy around Aquarius, please. Can I just clarify that connection for those first two cards? Can you just clarify the connection on those first two cards for Aquarius, please? Okay. All right. So this is actually to do with the person around you, Aquarius. On the bottom of the deck, we have the ring, okay, which talks about connections, people that we have relationships with. Doesn't matter whether it's romantic or platonic. I am seeing that again here too, because we have the snake and the dog. So this person could actually be a Scorpio with the snake card there, but it does appear that this person is a friend to some extent. There's some sort of loyalty between you and this person, but clarified by the crossroads here. So it's kind of like you're being pulled in two separate directions here, because the snake card has two separate meanings. That could definitely be both sides of that crossroads card there, in reference to this person. So the dog energy is a person, and it's kind of talking about more so the loyalty aspects between you and this person. That's pulling you in two directions, because you have a lot of passion and desire to be loyal to this person, and to give time, love, energy to this person. We also have the bouquet there, okay, because that's where you have this desire and passion to give to this person. This is the card of giving and receiving. But then on the flip side, the other pathway here is seems to be, it feels like doubt. Kind of like you're asking yourself, am I deceiving myself? Is this an illusion of loyalty? Am I deceiving myself that this person is... I feel like it's a question of, is this a one-sided relationship? Is the question that you're kind of asking yourself here. You're kind of asking yourself, which way does this relationship go? There's a big part of you that feels like, I want to give to this relationship because, like I feel there's an understanding and a compassion and a loyalty, and a friendship there, a connection there with this person. But then there's this other part of me that feels like I'm deluding myself into thinking that that's there. So you're kind of really questioning yourself here. You're wondering if there's, is this person deceiving me? Are they just so cunning that they're deceiving me into thinking that there's something that they're not? But it feels like your fear more so than an actual betrayal or deception upon this person. So I'm kind of trying to say here, I suppose, that, but ultimately this is free will, how you deal with this, what you choose to believe here. So I feel like your intuition, I feel like that's why we're saying listen to your intuition, because your intuition, your gut feeling is trying to give to this person, giving time, love, energy to this person. Your fear is holding you back. Your fear is what's making you question and doubt this connection. There's happiness with the flowers, it's you have the potential to receive everything that you put in to this connection. You have the potential to receive the loyalty that you give, the compassion that you give, the love, time, energy that you give to this connection. It does feel like it's flowing both ways. But I'm feeling that maybe that deception for some of you is because, yes, that flows both ways, but sometimes, it's this energy of I'm being asked to tell you the percentage thing, yeah, that between two people and a connection between two people. Once again, it doesn't matter whether it's a friendship or family or love. The totality between two is 100%. That a lot of people say I'm going to give it 100%, but if you're giving 100%, you're asking somebody to give 0%, right? Because the total is 100. So you only need to give 50%, and the other person gives 50%, and together we've got 100%. We're both giving, we're both sharing in the giving and receiving. So it's like, some days you're going to show up and you're going to say, do you know what? I've only got 40% today. And in a good loyal relationship, the other person is going to say, well, do you know what? If you've only got 40, I'm going to give a little bit extra today. I'm gonna make up that extra 10%, and I'm going to give 60% today so that you can give 40%. I get it. You're not feeling up to it today. That's fine. I'll just give a little bit more today. And, the ebb and flow of that. Sometimes you are going to give 80%, and sometimes you're going to give a whole 100% and be there for somebody when they need your support, because they can only give zero. Like, they can't give anything at that time, so sometimes you need to give 100%. But all up, it equals 100%. It's that ebb and flow, and you know that if you're sitting there on zero, that person's going to make it up, and they're going to make up the difference. All right, so I do feel as though you are deceiving yourself through your fear. So trust your intuition. Your intuition is coming from your heart, not your head. Fear comes from head. That's all the little voice in the back of your head that's telling you this is not going to work. That's not going to work. This person's whatever. Try to be a little bit more lighthearted with the way that you're approaching things, and be a little bit more childlike in your experience, a bit more innocent. Offer a little bit more innocence to the way that people are showing up in your life, and like perceiving things as part of the adventure. It's not. It doesn't need to be so difficult all the time. Okay. Be a little bit more lighthearted with things at the moment, and it really will help you see through the illusion of that snake energy to the truth there. Because I do feel as though this is a positive connection for you, to be honest. It does feel positive. Okay, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements and see what that wants to add into the story for you. But we will move on over to our Pisces. Okay, Pisces, transformation energy for our Pisces. What's the transformative energy for Pisces? Transformation happening for our Pisces. Transformation for Pisces is transformation. I love it when I see that. Love it when I see that. It's being a little bit forethinking here, Pisces, not going to lie. We have prepare for transformation. So that lets us know that the transformation energy hasn't hit you quite yet. Use positive affirmations. So this does show me that you have a little bit of control over the transformation that's about to occur for you, Pisces, that using positive affirmations is a way of manifesting what you desire. Yeah? That you're going to tell yourself, this is going to happen for me. That change I want is going to happen for me. You're not hoping, you're using positive affirmations. This is going to happen for me. I am worthy of that. I am going to get that. You have the ability here, Pisces, to prepare for transformation in the way of manifesting that transformation that you desire in your life. So whatever that is that you're desiring, that you really have the opportunity to manifest that right now. And right before it's about to actually start transforming, use those positive affirmations to get ready for it, to inspire it, to bring it on. Bring it on. Pisces. Transformation energy for Pisces, please. Transformative energy for our Pisces. Yeah, you have the control for sure. Your message is wanting to be very, very straightforward. We have the crossroad coming through. That is the card of free will. So once again, you have the power. You have the power here. You have the choice. This is a choice or a decision. You can choose whatever you want to be your transformation, Pisces. You're in this position right now where the transformation hasn't started yet. It's up to you to choose what transformation you're going to manifest for yourself here. Communicate that very clearly to yourself and to the universe. This is those positive affirmations. Just as an example here. It's not telling me an example. Hang on, I'll clarify in a second, because we also have the stars, Pisces. Wishes coming true, wish fulfillment, dreams coming, dreams being fulfilled and being come to life. All your hope and optimism is going to give you that sense of purposefulness to be able to choose what wishes you want. To what star do I want to fall from the sky for myself and land in my lap? A brand new beginning. The universe is going to give me what I want. Where I'm telling you, universe, you're going to give me what I want. So I just want to clarify that. Even if it's just as an example for Pisces, what are the wishes? The wishes of transformation. Clarify the stars for Pisces, please. Okay. I had to draw two, which I'm picking up a very specific message for my Pisces best friend, that I just need to let her know we have the Gemini card coming through in your wish, all right? She will know what I'm talking about. We have the cross and the fish. Okay, so the fish is the Gemini card, as I just mentioned. But the stars is Aquarius, and the road is Virgo? No, Libra. Sorry, Libra, I believe. Always got a Libra. So Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, all coming through for you, Pisces. Destiny. It is your destiny to have your wishes come true. For some of you, your wishes involve removing some sort of responsibility, some sort of burden that you've been carrying, removing that weight from your shoulders. So for some of you, that's very specifically what you're wishing for here. What you're manifesting for yourself is that responsibility being lifted. For others of you, it's about having faith that your wishes are going to come true. For others of you, this is the wish for a deeper spiritual connection. All right. It's specifically talking about like a specific religion or spiritual connection that you're desiring. And when I say religion or spiritual connection, it could be, it could be anything from, there's a lot of different things that come through as religion or spirituality, so even witchcraft or Christianity or Judaism or whatever, anything, Buddhism, all different. We don't stick to just one religion here. Not on my channel. I actually have a tattoo that is like a symbol for belief rather than, that all religions, the main message is believe. Yeah. Anyway, separate note. But we're also seeing money. This is abundance and money. So for some of you, there is some more material wishes coming through with this as well. Some of you may actually be choosing to say things to yourself like, I am going to get that job I want, and I am going to get a pay raise. I am going to, I am worthy of that pay raise. I am worthy of that brand new car. I am going to get that brand new car, and I'm going to get it in red, or whatever. So manifesting pretty much whatever it is that you desire here, Pisces. It's kind of really up to you, but destiny has got it in store for you already. It's already, the order has been made, the measurements have been sent. You just need, well, no, hang on. The order had, I said that wrong, didn't I? It's like the booking has been made. The universe is just waiting on you to send the measurements. and you sending the measurements is those positive affirmations. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to get. This is what I deserve. Okay, so I am worthy of that car. I deserve that car. I am going to have that car. You're using positive affirmations and you're having a lot of hope, faith, trust. You're going to get it. Yeah? Okay, so make sure you put your order in to the universe and let the universe know what exactly it is that you want, because you're really about that transformation. It feels pretty close too. So I really want to say, please, Pisces, start practicing these positive affirmations to yourself now, because it's pretty soon, and you need to put your order in now. It's kind of like I'm getting, it's your last chance to order lunch. So put your lunch order in now if you want that sandwich, that specific sandwich that you want. You better put your order in now, because otherwise you'll miss out. Okay, so put your order in, Pisces. I must say though that energy there, that's actually quite one of the most positive we've seen all day. So I really like that for you, because that's you having full control over this transformation for yourself. Yeah, I can see myself driving my brand new car. Love it. Okay, Pisces, that's what we have for you. More than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Make sure you do subscribe, and I will see you all again soon.